जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी माधा माधा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन नन्दन रञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे माधव राधा माधव राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Om Vishnupad Paramasya Parivrajikacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimat Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Samasta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. So welcome to today's Bhakti Vaibhava class. So online students, so voice is clear? Okay. Okay. So in yesterday's class, we discussed the first chapter of sixth canto. Today we will continue. So in yesterday's class, we have seen that Yamadutas, so they were giving the reasons why they are going to take Ajamil to hell. The reasons they gave that, they know that okay, so they know only karma siddhantam. That means according to karma, so whoever is doing the pious activities, they will go to the heaven, and whoever is doing so impious activities, they will be going to so heaven, hell. So this much only they know. They don't know the glories of holy name. Because of this, they thought that Ajamila is a most sinful person and he has to be taken and given punishment so that so his sin will be reduced. So this was their idea. They know this Siddhanta. So when Vishnudutas asked what is dharma, so Veda pranahito dharmaha, viparyayo adharmaha. They said that so whatever so Vedas are prescribing, so doing according to the prescriptions of Vedas, doing the karma according to the prescriptions of the Vedas, so then that is dharma. So whoever is not doing like that, they are adharmis. So like this, they have the idea about the dharma. And also they explained the mistake done by the Ajamil. Ajamil was attracted so to that prostitute. So because of this, but he tried to control his mind, but what happened? He was not able to control because he was not a devotee. So that was the reason. And finally, he left his home, and also he took all the wealth of his parents and he gave that to that prostitute, and he got so many children from her. So like this, he left also his beautiful young wife, so parents and everything he left. So then, so like this, Yamadutas, they explain the mistakes or the mischievous activities done by Ajamil. Now, after hearing this, Vishnudutas are going to give the reply. They are going to define what is dharma. Okay. That means sinful person, but according to the Vaishnavas, that means this Vaikunta Parshadas, they are saying the dharma, what is the dharma? So Sri Bhadarayani Ruvacha Evam te Bhagavadhuta Yamaduta Vibhashitam Ubadharya tatan rajan pratyahurnaya kovidaha. Translation is there. Okay, Sri Charan. Prabhu.
My dear king, the servant Sukadeva Goswami said, My dear king, the servants of Lord Vishnu are always very expert in logic and arguments. After hearing the statements of the Yamadutas, they replied as follows.
Yes, the servants of Vishnu are really very intelligent and expert. They are expert in Nayako Vidaha. This is the word is telling these Vaishnavas, Vishnu Parshadas. One second. Ditiye nama mahatmyat Yamadutaha parahataha ajamilas nirvedo vaikuntaroho uchyate. In this second chapter, what we are going to discuss? Nama mahatmyat Yamadutaha parahataha. The servants of Yamaras are defeated by the servants of Vishnu because the glory of the holy name. So they don't know. Yamadutas don't know the glories of the holy name. And they mistakenly understood that Ajamil is a sinful person. But actually Ajamil is not at all a sinful person. He is completely purified from all the sins. He is the purest person. Of course, he is not doing the devotion intentionally, but still he is a pure person. So that's why he is, all these Yamadutas are defeated. And also we will be seeing Ajamilasya Nirvedaha. Ajamil is detached from his family life, and after seeing this whole incident, he got that means finally Yamadutas, they don't take him, and Vishnudutas also, they gave chance for him to cultivate the prema bhakti towards the Lord, to go and enter into the Vaikuntha. So because of this, so after seeing this whole incident, he understood his mistake and his glories, and he went to Haridwar and he practiced bhakti, and also finally he went back to the supreme abode. This we'll be seeing in this chapter. These points we'll be seeing in this chapter. Okay, so in the first sloka, Nayako Vidaha means Niti Shastragnaha. They are expert in the Niti Shastra. Who are Vishnudutas are Vishnudutas. Vishnudutas are the expert in the Niti Shastra. Second sloka, Sri Vishnuduta Vuchuhu Aho Kastam Dharma Drisham Adharma Sprushate Sabham Yatra Dandyeshva Papeshu Dando Yairdriyate Vrudha. So devotees are traveling. Okay. Is there Vipin Purandar bro? Yes.
Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam. The Vishnuduta said, Alas, how painful it is that irreligion is being introduced into an assembly where religion should be maintained. Indeed, those in charge of maintaining the religious principles are needlessly punishing a sinless, unpunishable person.
Yeah. Vishnudutas are saying that this Ajamil is completely a sinless person. What kind of judgment you people are giving? He is a sinless person and you are taking him to give punishment. What is this? Yatra adhandyeshu apapeshu dandaha. What kind of court? Your master's court is not good. That means your Yamaras, the assembly of Yamaras is not at all a right place, because in that place we are seeing the punishment for sinless people. My God, this is the alas. Aho, alas. That means they are expressing such a extreme surprise. My God, what is this? Kashtam dharmadrisham. Actually, Dharmaraj is a king, or he is a master for the dharma. He is the most So exalted person giving the justice for the people, and he is going to give injustice today. He is going to punish such a sinless person. This Ajamil is very sinless. All these Yamadutas, they got shocked. My God, what is this? These people are looking very beautiful and very handsome. Definitely they are better than us. And they are saying that. So this person didn't do any sin. How come? How it is possible? How custom dharma drisham adharma sprushate sabham. That means in the assembly of Yamadharmaraj, there will be adharma now. Yatra, that means in that assembly, adhandeshu apapeshu dandaha. Vrutha, that means without reason. So punishment is given to sinless people. So purport, the Vishnudutas accused the Yamadutas of violating the religious principles by attempting to drag Azamil to Yamaraj for punishment. Yamaraj is the officer appointed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to judge religious and irreligious principles and to punish people who are irreligious. However, if completely sinless people are punished, the entire assembly of Yamaraj is contaminated. This principle applies not only in the assembly of Yamaraj but throughout human society also. In human society, properly maintaining religious principles is the duty of a king. King's code or the government. Unfortunately, in this Kali Yuga, the religious principles are tampered with, and the government cannot properly judge who is to be punished and who is not. Actually, if you see in Indian Constitution, the guiding principle of giving judgment is what? Ultimately, superficially, you can see it is Constitution. Based upon the Constitution, so they will be deciding whether this person did this sin or not. And that means they will try to check the fundamental rights. So, and if any violation of fundamental rights is happening, then they consider it as a crime. That is a general philosophy, actually. Based upon this idea, so judges, they give their judgment. But ultimately, how to interpret these fundamental rights given in the Constitution, that fully depends upon the one's own wisdom. That means that judge's wisdom is only the ultimate, so final thing which can interpret those fundamental rights and apply to this case and finally decide the judgment. So that's why in Indian system, in the Indian judgment, in the Indian judiciary system, what is the loophole? The loophole is the ultimate authority is, who is ultimate authority? Judge wisdom of the judge. If that judge is having the powerful wisdom, then he can twist anything. తిమ్మిని బొమ్మి చేయొచ్చు, కుక్కని పిల్లి చేయొచ్చు, పిల్లిని కుక్క చేయొచ్చు. That means he can make cat into dog, dog into cat. Because that happened actually. The ability of the wisdom of judge is the ultimate authority actually. And he is having such a broad wisdom, then he can make this is very easily. He will not, he will interpret in another way, and another judge will interpret the fundamental rights in another way. So that's why in this present systems actually there is a loophole actually. There is a big loophole. So our judiciary system is not so powerful. Actually, devotees has to enter into judiciaries actually. Then what will happen? Then all these things will be seen according to with the will of, that means with the wisdom of Krishna consciousness. If they see, so then many things will become proper. Our devotees should enter into judiciary. They should write exams for this, and judiciary and IAS, both very important, these two sections. Any youth, I suggest to youth leaders, in your youth forum, if anyone is going to work outside, why don't he work in judiciary system? Being a devotee, if you enter into the judiciary, then he can, like this, by the gradually maybe another 20 years, if we have 500,000 judges in all over India, then what will happen? There will be a big change actually, big impact. And also similarly IAS officers, every year 10, 10, 20, like that 20 years, some 1,000 IAS officers in India, then what will happen? You can see there's a great change actually. great change in the society. The Vishnudutas, who are Vaishnavas, lamented for these very regrettable facts. Because of their spiritual compassion for all the fallen souls, Vaishnavas go out to preach according to the standard method of all religious principles. But unfortunately, because of influence of Kali Yuga, Vaishnavas who have dedicated their lives to preach the glories of Lord are sometimes harassed and punished by courts on false charges of disturbing the peace. So the next, Prajanam Pitaro Yecha Shastara Sadava Samaha Yadi Syateshu Vaishamyam Kam Yanti Sharanam Prajaha. Next translation is there. Jai Gopinath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
A king of governmental official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer, and protector of the citizens because of affection and love. He should give the citizens good advice and instructions according to the standard scriptures and should be equal to everyone. Yamaraja does this, for he is the supreme master of justice, and so do those who follow in his footsteps. However, if such persons become polluted and exhibit partially by punishing an innocent, blameless person, where will the citizens go to take shelter for their maintenance and security?
Thank you, Prabhu. Prajanam Pitaraha Ye Shastara. All the rulers are their fathers for people. So that's why they are all fathers. All the government officials should be so well qualified that he acts as a father. But actually, government officials, if you see, they are bloodsuckers actually, present society. And revenue department, especially if you go, so they are all officials, government officials. So now Kali Yuga, they don't see the welfare of the people, only just they take the their own welfare, yes. So he should give, and next word, Sadavaha Samaha. That means this king, so that means they are saying, these Vishnudutas are saying, king means Yamaraj. He should be equal to everyone because he is going to punish now sinless person. Because you see, anything bad happened, then automatically people will say to the master only. Of course, Yamadutas, they are going to do mistake, but Vishnudutas are are blaming the Yamaraj only. Ultimately, because master is the responsible. No? So that's why Sadavaha Samaha. So these people, so your protector of the dharma, that's Yamaraj and you all, so has to be equal to everyone. Why you are going to punish a sinless person? That is the intention. Yadi syateshu vaishamyam. So if you show partiality to the people, then what will happen? Kamyanti sharanam prajaha. Being a king, you are only showing the partiality, then where he will go? So that is the meaning. So purport, the king, or in modern times, the government should act as the guardian of the citizens by teaching them the proper goal of life. The human form of life is especially meant for liberation, realization of one's self and one's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because this can't be realized in animal life. The duty of the government, therefore, is to take charge of training all citizens in such a way that by gradual process they will be elevated to the spiritual platform and will realize the self and his relationship with the God. So that's why human society means varnashram system, and it should be there. That too, what kind of varnashram system? So God-centered varnashram system, Vishnu-centered varnashram system. So this principle was followed by the kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, Lord Ramchandra, Maharaj Ambarish, and Prahlad Maharaj. The leaders of the government must be very honest and religious, because otherwise all the affairs of the state will suffer. Unfortunately, in the name of the democracy, rogues and thieves are electing other rogues and thieves to the most important post in the government. Recently, this has been proven in America, where the president had to be condemned and dragged down from his post by citizens. This is only one case, but there are many others. Because of the importance of Krishna conscious movement, people should be Krishna conscious and should not vote for anyone who is not Krishna consciousness. Okay, people should not vote for those who are not Krishna consciousness. Where is Krishna conscious leader? So one leader is there. Huh? Our Prabhuji is still standing. From South India, Satya Gopinath Prabhu. She's yeah, he's president for, he was for Gunturu, Rajamandri and Chittur. Anantapuram, sorry. And he was the actually president, but he got inspiration maybe from his someone. So he's trying actually. He entered into politics. Yeah, so Prabhupada is writing, one should vote for the Krishna conscious leader, not for others. So that means it is also encouraged in the, so by the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So one should, so devotee should enter into the politics. Yes or no? Ananya Bhakti, how to do? So while if you go to the politics, then is Ananya Bhakti is possible or not? Huh? Possible? No? Yes? No? Yes? Huh? Not possible? Yes? No? Yes, it is possible. It's possible. Huh? How? Why not? Our kings, our Arjun and all other kings. So they have did this. They have done this. They have done this kind of, so ruling also, like you see, Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Priyavrata, Agnidra, all whole Bhagavatam is kings, stories of kings. There are no Brahmana at all. Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see, only Kardamani story is there. He is a sadhu, Kardamani Prajapati. Other than you will be seeing Swayambhu Manu is a king. So Manvantara Ishanu Kataha. So in Ishanu Kataha, Manvantara. So in this all Manvantara, so kings, stories of kings only will be studying in the Bhagavatam. But still, it's possible actually. How it is possible, Ananya Bhakti? So one can always try to remember Krishna. So also do his duties externally. Next, when a Vaishnava sees mismanagement in the government, he feels great compassion in his heart and tries his best to purify the situation by spreading the Hare Krishna movement. Yes, that's why Prabhupada is also, he wrote letters to Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So he wrote to Indira Gandhi, Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, everyone. He tried to improve the situation, but unfortunately, power didn't come to his hand. If Srila Prabhupada could have been a prime minister, how it will be? You can think, wow. If you imagine itself, it will be romanchit. Your hair will be standing on its end. But he is really a suitable person. Prabhupada, really, he can manage actually. He could have managed totally. His desire was every parliament member should chant at least 4 rounds of japa. 4 rounds. Then only they should come for meeting. Huh? Yeah, he's not a king, he is a king maker.
Become Guru of Prime Minister.
Yes. He's a king maker. Mike.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Those who are practicing Ananya Bhakti, they left the karma.
Huh? Ananya
They,
Bhakti?
they left the karma.
They?
They leave the karma.
Yeah.
So in this situation, how can they
Yeah.
simultaneously do bhakti and as well as constitutional activity?
Actually, yes, this is. So we think that uh, external activities will stop the pure devotional service. No, actually, our external activities will not stop. So if you always remembering Krishna, so because every activity, if you see as a service of the Lord at that time, then so not only just it is service, while doing that activity also, if you keep on remembering the Krishna, so like Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhya Bharata. So while remembering Krishna, Arjuna was fighting in the battlefield. Battlefield is very powerful, you know. If just 1 second, if you are inattentive, arrow will come and it will just pierce into your heart. So such a attention is there. In that kind of battlefield, Arjuna was remembering Krishna all the time, and also he fought against enemies. How it is possible? Because of this smaranam. So continuous smaranam is there. So that's why Ananya Bhakti is done. And also he's not doing that karma for his own sake. He's doing that for the others. That means to set the example to the society. That is said in the next example, next sloka. He is doing that for the setting example in the society, not for the result of that karma. Yadyadacharati sreyan itarastattadihayat tattadihate sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanvartate. Sorry, I finished. Samadhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
The
Krishna.
mass of people follow the example of a leader in society and imitate his behavior. They accept as evidence whatever the leader accepts.
Yes. The mass of people follow the example of a leader in society and imitate his behavior. They accept as evidence whatever the leader accepts. Yajyadha charati sreyan itaras tattadihate sayat pramanam kurute lokasthanadhanvartate. That means now Vishnudutas are saying, hey, your leader is not following right way, so right path, then what about his followers? Definitely they will also follow wrong path. Next. Yasyanke shira adhaya lokaswapiti nirvrutaha swayam dharmam adharmam va nahi veda yatha pashuhu sakatam nyarpitatmanam krutam maitramachetanam visrambhiniyo bhutanam sagruno dogdumarhati. Bhavgrahi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
People in general are not very advanced in knowledge by which to discriminate between religion and religion. The innocent, unenlightened citizens is like an ignorant animal sleeping in peace with its head on the lap of its master, faithfully believing in the master's protection. If a leader is actually kinder-hearted and deserves to be the object of the living entity's faith, how can he punish or kill a foolish person who has fully surrendered in good faith and friendship?
Okay, bro. So what is said here? So kincha viswasta ghataka adhikam adharmam brumaha. That means viswasta ghadaka. That means whoever is believing you, cheating them. Someone is believing you and cheating them. It's a great offense actually. It's a great irreligious activity, sinful activity. Someone is having full faith in you and you are cheating them. So because all the society, all the members of society, so accepting Yamaraj as a justice, so they all have full faith that he will give right justice. But no, he himself is going to punish a sinless person. Then what is this? It is completely adharma, because whoever is believing him, he is cheating them. Swayam dharmam adharmam va nahi veda yatha pashuhu. And whoever is not knowing this righteous or unrighteous properly, then he is a pasu. He is a pasu. Next, sakhatam nirpitatmanam krutamaitram achetanam visrambhani bhutanam sagruno dogdum arhati. If a leader is actually kind-hearted and deserve to be object of living entity's faith, how can he punish or kill a foolish person who has fully surrendered in good faith and friendship? Dogdum arhati. So how can give a pain to a person who took full shelter in him? A Sanskrit word, Vishwaghata, refers to one who breaks faith or causes a breach of trust. The mass of people should always feel security because government's protection. Therefore, how regrettable it is for the government itself to cause a breach of trust and put the citizens in difficulty for political reason. We actually saw during the partitions days of India that although Hindus and Muslims were living together peacefully, manipulation by politicians suddenly aroused feelings of hatred between them, and thus the Hindus and Muslims killed one another over politics. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. Today, this is a very, very hot topics actually. What the reality, Prabhupada knows all the reality. He is not at all cheated by the false propaganda. After 70 years, now we are all coming to know the truth. But actually, Prabhupada knows very beginning itself. Because of the having the agenda that I also want to become Prime Minister, I also. Two people are fighting, then our Mr. Old Man give the two portions. Hello, you take this, you take this. And he is a great politician. He is a politician among the sadhus, and he is a sadhu among politicians. Huh? Yes, Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Pranam. Prabhu, what actually Yamdutas wants to say by this beat rating and all, I'm not getting connection between their speech. Means why they are talking about this betraying and betraying this means or you're dependent or.
Because actually what Vishnudutas are saying to Yamadutas, see, people are all are having faith on you because you people only punish the sinless people, sinful people. So, but what you are all doing? You are taking Ajamil, who is not at all a sinful person. He is a sinless person. And you are taking him and going to punishment means what? Punishment means what? So you are simply punishing people who trusted you. You are understanding? Yeah. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. In this age, animals are kept nicely sheltered, completely confident that their masters will protect them. But unfortunately, as soon as animals are fat, they are immediately sent for slaughterhouse. Such cruelty is condemned by Vaishnavas like Vishnudutas. अच्छा से मोटा हो जाए तो ले जाएंगे. One who betrays the confidence of living entity, who takes shelter of him in good faith, whether that living entity be a human being or an animal, is extremely sinful. Because such a betrayal now go unpunished by the government. All of human society is terribly contaminated. Okay, next. Ayam hi kruta nirvesho janma kotyam hasamapi yadvyajahara vivasho nama swastyayanam hare. Radha Govardhan Prabhu. Nowadays you are yes. Acha, they are in a car. I don't know. I think signal is not there. Okay. Okay, no problem. Ajamila has already atoned for all his sinful actions. Indeed, he has atoned not only for sins performed in one life, but for those performed in millions of lives. For in a helpless condition, he chanted the holy name of Narayana. Even though he didn't chant purely, he chanted without offense. And therefore, he is now pure and eligible for liberation. This is a point now. Now, after indirectly, that means they are objecting the behavior of Yamadutas and their master. And then after that, now finally they are saying, what they are saying, this Ajamila already cleaned his all sins. Ajamila has already atoned for all his sinful things. I am he kruta nirveshaha. Kruta nirveshaha. What is the meaning of kruta nirveshaha? So he has undergone all kinds of atonement. Janma kotyam hasamapi. So whatever the sin accumulated for the millions of the life, so all the sin is now is atoned. Means yad vyajahara vivashaha. So by what? By the chanting the holy name. Vivashaha. Nama swastyayanam harehe. So now we'll see the commentary on this from here onwards. From here onwards, so yeah, we have to give attention on commentary also. Nanu para sahasra mahapapakrutam akruta प्रायश्चित्तम अजामिलं शोधयितुमेव नरकं निनीशुभिः अस्माभिः अस्मत् स्वामिभिर्वा किम अपराधम यद एवं आक्षिपथा iti tatrahuhu. So after hearing whole story from the Vishnudutas, Yamadutas are getting the doubt actually. Are you are all saying so much story. Para sahasra mahapapa kruta. This Ajamila did the thousands and thousands of great sins. And akruta prayaschitta. This Ajamila didn't do any atonement. And that's why we are all taking him to the hell. And then what kind of mistake is done by us and our master? What kind of offense is done by me, by us and by our master? So like this, Yamadutas are having, that means objection in their mind. So keeping this into account, Vishnudutas are saying this sloka. I am he, that means this Ajamil, Nishchitam eva, that means for sure, Kruta prayaschittaha eva. He atoned for all the sins. Kevalam yekam janma kruta papanam api tu janma koti. That means not only he atoned for the in this life the sins, but he atoned for all the sins in all the lives. Janma koti, that means millions of the lifetimes In the previously, whatever sins he did, everything is atoned. That means he's purified from all those sins. So janma koti iti yadi asmat vyavashopi yadyasmat vyavashopi harer nama vyajahara namno hi avati shakti papa nirharane hare tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. Hare Vishnu Yamadut. So what you know? The power of holy name? Huh? You know? Even you cannot do those many sins. That means the holy name can purify. That means avashenapi. That means namnohi yavati shakti. One holy name is having such a power you cannot imagine. Then it can destroy. So those many sins which you cannot do. That means if anyone does millions and millions and millions of sins, but one holy name is having the sufficient power to destroy all these sins. Holy name जितना सफाई करेगा पाप को, उतना पाप कर भी नहीं सकते आप. You cannot do that much sin also. That much power holy name is having. Iti avashenapi yannamni kirtita sarvapatakaih puman vimuchyate satyah simhatrastaihi mrugairiva. Even if you chant this holy name, so not in a proper way, but still this can purify from all the sins. Like example is, a deer is released from the line. That means if a deer is released from the line for somehow or other, then what? Then deer will be available, run like anything. Same way, all the sins will go away because of the holy name. Na kevalam prayaschitta matram. Are, by this holy name, not just cleaning of the sins is happening, but also swastyayanam. That means this holy name is cause for the liberation also. This is the mean for the liberation. Sakrut uchcharitam yena harirityaksharadvayam baddaha parikarastena mokshaya gamanam prati. Sakrut uchcharitam. That means one time if you chant the 2 letters Hari, that is sufficient to take you to go to give the liberation. This is the statement from this Smriti. Okay, same things we have seen in the purport also. Etena hyaganasya krutam syadhaganishkrutam yada narayaneti jagada chaturaksharam. Radha Rohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Pranam Mataji.
The Vishnu Dutas continue. Even previously, while eating and at other times, this Ajamila would call his son, saying, "My dear Narayana, please come here." Although calling the names of his son, he nevertheless uttered the 4 syllables Narayana. Simply by chanting the name of Narayana in this way, he sufficiently atoned for the sinful reactions of millions of lives.
Eteneva hi aghonah asya krutam syat aghanishkrutam yada narayaneti jagada chaktur aksharam. Narayana, when he uttered these 4 letters, so all his sin is cleansed. So, okay, explanation is like this from the commentary. Nanu harer nama iti buddhya prayaschittatvena nama nagruhitam kintu asmat darshanot Bhayena swaputrahvanameva kritam iti chet. So now Yamadutas are having the question in the mind. So they are saying that, okay, you are all saying that he took the holy name, that's why, so he is purified from all the sins, okay. But he didn't take this holy name with the intention of doing atonement for all his sins. He chanted this holy name because of our fear from us. When he saw all of us, all of three, then immediately he got fear, and out of fear he called Narayana. That too, he was calling his son. He is not at all calling your master who is in the Vaikunta. He is calling his son Narayana. Then how can you say that holy name purified all the sins? Because he didn't chant the holy name to purify his sins. He called the holy name just to call his son. This is the objection. This objection raised by Yamadutas. So now what is the answer from them? Are janita re tattvam bahir mukhaha na janita. Are you people don't know? Who is saying? Vishnu Dutas are saying. You people don't know? Na janita. Tattvam. What is the reality you don't know? Bahirmukhaha na janita. You people are not devotees. Definitely you don't know. Bahirmukhaha. Yeteneva hi nishchitam eva aghonaha agavataha. Yes, he was sinful person. Yes, this Ajamil was sinful person. Yes, but putra ahvane neva aghanishkrutam apikrutam. Even he called the Narayana name just to call his son, but even by that calling also, all his sins are clean. Aghanishkrutam anusandhan abhave. Even that means he didn't chant the holy name to clean his sins with that kind of anusandhana. That kind of consciousness is not there, but still that holy name can clear all the sins. Yadeti idanim tanena putrahvanena aghanishkrutam syad iti कियद एतत् किंतु यदा पूर्व नामकरणादि समयेपि हे नारायण आयस्व इदानीं तनेन पुत्राह्वानेन अगनिष्कृतं स्यादिति कियद एतत् किंतु. So what you people are thinking? So this Ajamil cleaned his sins by just this name? Are not by this name. At the ending, Narayana, he told, by that name, he didn't clean his sins. But what? Kintu yada purvam. That means previously, namakarnadi samayepi, at the time of name giving ceremony to his son. At the time, so Brahmana, what they do, they will be telling the name to father, and then father will be calling that boy with that name. So when Ajamila called his boy at the time of name giving ceremony, Hey Narayana, Ayasva, then they will be leaving the boy there and they will be, so calling with that name. They will begin to call his child with that name, Narayana, whatever name given by the Ritviks. So they will be using that name. And with that, they will be addressing him. Matuhu ankat mama ankam agachet. You leave the lap of your mother and come to my lap. Beta. Ao beta, ao. Come. So by that name itself, So Ankam agaccha iti apabramsha bhashayapi jagada. At that time, so while calling children, whatever their names are there, you don't use as it is. So you don't call Narayana as Narayana. Nalayana, Nalayana, ai, Nalayana, something. That means you twist it, yes? Just because that will look very cute and we don't, hey, Narayana, Narayana, please come. Like that. We don't call. Apabramsha, that means Nari, Nari, Nari. You can say Nari also. Hey, Nari, Nariga. Actually, my friend was there. We used to call him as Nariga. That means we may not use all the letters also sometimes. Huh? You can see. Your parents, they used to call only 2 letters or 3 letters or if there is a 10 letter, then they will call only 2. Venki, nickname. Only few letters in that name. Even by that name also, all his sins are clean. Tada eva aganishkrutam krutam. At that time itself, all his sins are gone. Not now, my dear Yamadutas. He didn't clean now. No. Chaturaksharam iti Narayana namna ekadvayaksharenapi sarvapatakanaso bhavet iti bhavaha. So here Vishnudutas are saying what? Yada Narayana iti. That means 4-letter Narayana when they chanted. Like that they said. That means by saying this, what understanding you should take? Even 1 or 2 or 3 letters of this name also is sufficient to clean all the paths, to destroy all the sins. So now write the question based upon 7 and 8. अच्छा क्वेश्चन बन जाएगा. So describe the glory of holy name in cleaning or in destroying the sins. So what we discussed in 7 and 8, this holy name is having a potency. Even whatever the sins you do, so one holy name is sufficient. So you cannot do that many sins. So that many sins which can be cleaned by one holy name. And also, what we discussed, it is going to clean not only the sins done in this life, but in the millions of the lifetimes. Whatever sins are done, all will be cleansed. Like this, many points we discussed. You should write at least 10 points from these 2. So slokas, tika. So these 2 are, and also avashenapi. That means this holy name is not only just cleaning, it is bringing the liberation also. And next, we are also seeing this holy name is anusandhana rahitam. You didn't chant the holy name so with the intention of cleaning or with the addressing Vishnu who is in the Vaikunta. Even that kind of holy name also is going to clean. This is also glory. Anusandhana rahitam. So Narayana iti namam. Next what else? Even the out of that 4 letters also is not sufficient. To complete holy name also is not needed. Even few letters of that holy name is sufficient. Nari, Nara. So like this. Okay, 3 marks you keep. I think it's better. Otherwise, you'll struggle to write more points. Otherwise, you'll repeat the same point into this, like this. Only make it roll and roll. Holy name will clean all the sins. All the sins are cleaned by holy name. So holy name cleans all the sins. Cleaning activity through holy name will be done. One time. In your batch only. In one time. Vasudev divided so Vedas into four. Four Vedas are divided by the Vasudev. Krishna Dvaipa and Vasudev divide one Veda into four Vedas. My come 10 points he wrote like that. Anyway, that devotee is not here. I'm not offending him, but just I don't want to. That's not our intention. Because we see such a wonderful. Okay, next. Okay, very important. Okay, let's go. Stena surapo mitradruk brahma guru talpaga Sri Raja Pitru Gohanta Yecha Patakino Pare Sarveshamapi Agavatam Idameva Sunishkrutam Nama Vyaharanam Vishnu Yatastad Vishayamati. Radha Gordhan Prabhu, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, I was out.
No problem.
So the chanting of the holy name of Lord Vishnu is the best process of atonement for a thief of gold or other valuables, for a drunkard, for one who betrays a friend or relative, for one who kills a brahmana, or for one who indulges in sex with a wife of his guru or another superior. It is also the best method of atonement for one who murders women, the king or his father, for one who slaughters cows, and for all other sinful men. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Vishnu, such sinful persons may attract the attraction of the Supreme Lord, who therefore considers, because this man has chanted my holy name, my duty is to give him protection. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Stenaha, Surapaha, Mitradruk, Brahmaha, Gurutalpakaha. These are all different sinners. They are giving example. Even all these people will be clean. Jai Sri Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Kruta Sarartha Darshini ki Jai. He wrote such a big commentary, 1 kilometer. Bas, today we'll finish this sloka and we'll go home. Huh? Only that is my target actually. No, this much only. Only till 10th sloka. So what is we can continue till 4:30, na? Generally. 4 by 1. Acha. अच्छा मेरे साथ 3 घंटा सोचे. 4 1 hour 15 minutes है मेरे पास. I have 1 hour 15 minutes and I should finish this. If I finish, then tomorrow I can finish complete chapter. That will not take much time. This is the only one major hurdle. It's not hurdle, it is wonderful. Wonderful sloka and wonderful commentary. It's useful for whole life. 49. Okay. We can do remaining 30, 40 verses tomorrow. Okay. So you can open your commentary from Banu Maharaj's file or anything. And I will also explain now. So what is said? Nanu bhavato nama patakanam nasha kintu kamakrutanam bahunam mahapatakanam sahasha avartitanam dvadashabda koti virapi anivartyanam katam ekena namabhasena prayasittam syat ityatah. Yamadutas are asking one question. Okay, simple sins can be destroyed by holy name. What about Mahapatakas? Means great sins. So which are done by the very, very great sinful people. And that kind of sins cannot be atoned even by the following the millions of vratas. What kind of vratas? Dvadashabda vratas. That means they are fasting for their 12 years. 12-year fasting actually. That means they have some system maybe. So 12-year vrata, they will be doing vrata for 12 years. So such a great vratas also, even if you do for the millions of vratas, and those cannot destroy that sin. So which sin? Mahapataka. That means great sins. And such a sins, so how those can be cleaned? By the namabhasa. Ekeneva namabhasena. By one namabhasa, how it is possible? Namabhasa means why? What is the meaning of namabhasa here? Here, Ajamila is taking the Lord's name without sambandha gnana. That means he is not correlating this name with the Lord. While he is uttering the name Narayana, he is not having he is not intended that he is chanting the Supreme Lord Narayana. So he is chanting just the word Narayana as his son. So that's why this is known as Nama Bhasa. So by that one Nama Bhasa, how it is possible of cleaning the such a great sins which cannot be cleaned by the vratas, which by the millions of vratas. What kind of vratas? Dvadashabda. That means doing vrata for 12 years. Such a vratas also are not going to clean. So then what? Like this, Yamadutas are asking, how Nama Bhasa can clean such a great sins? Then Vishnudutas are saying, Stenaha means here in this sloka, Stenaha means Swaranasthei, who is stealing the gold. Idameva sunishkrutam papa nirmuli karanat sreshtam prayaschittam. Next, natu dhada shabdikam. This kind of, so who is stealing the gold, that is also completely cleaned by this kind of holy name, but not by Dvada Shabdikam means vrata done for 12 years. 12 years vrata. Papanashakatvepi papa nirmulana samarthyat napyetat matra falakam yataha namavyaharana tadvishaya namocharaka purusha vishaya madiyoyam Maya sarvada rakshaniya iti Vishnor matir bhavet iti Swami charanaha. Swamiji is telling, our Swami, Sridhar Swami is telling, what he is telling? Are, what do you think? By this holy name, just the sins are destroyed? No. When you take this holy name, even many more things are happening. What is happening? anyone is taking the holy name Narayana, then what will happen? It vyaharana tadvishaya namacharaka purusha vishaya. It means madiyah ayam maya sarvada rakshaniya. When if you call Narayana, then that Narayana who is sitting in Vaikunta, he is immediately thinking about you. Are, he is mine. This devotee is mine. And I should protect him all the time. Maya sarvadha rakshaniyaha. He should be protected by me all the time. Like that, Lord will make his mind. Huh? So, madiyena rakshanihi iti Vishnohu mati bhavati. That means what? What it means? When Ajamil at the end of his life, when Vyamadutas came, at that time, when he called Narayana, of course, that calling is not intended to call Vishnu Bhagavan, but still, after hearing this word Narayana, immediately Narayana in the Vaikunta, so understood, oh, my devotee is calling me. Hey, Vishnu Dutas, what you are all doing here? Why you are standing? You people go and protect him from this Yamadutas. Go, 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 go. Go quickly. So, Ajamilam smrutveva. It means he was remembering Ajamil. Are, Ajamil is in now difficulty. Tam anetum asman adishtavan. These Vishnu Dutas are selling. When this Ajamil chanted Narayana name, called this Narayana name, then at that time, my master, our master Narayana heard and remembered Ajamil, and he immediately sent us. Of course, he was not intended to call Supreme Lord. Kimuta Savyat. So, even in this case of Ajamila, Lord sent us. Then if anyone with service mood, if he chant the word Narayana, then how Narayana will react, then tell. Huh? Then Narayana, how he will feel? क्या devotee मैंने मजाक समझ रहा है? नहीं. Devotees are very great. Because then how Narayana will think? Sevyatvena Vishnu Vishayamatihi tasya purushasya yadi syat. It means if devotee is also having the love, and with a loving mood, if he calls Narayana, then Lord, how he will think? Lord will become mad actually. And he will running behind this devotee. Call me, Aine, call me, Aine. Yes, Yashoda Kirti Mataji.
Prabhuji, pranam, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'm traveling, so I want to ask, Prabhuji, this explanation is from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary or Sridhar Swami's commentary, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, last line, Mataji, last line is not audible, was not audible.
Prabhuji, are you from where you are explaining, Prabhuji? Sridhar Swami's commentary or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's?
Vishwanath Mataji, VCT.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you for disturbing.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm very sorry.
Okay. Yadi syaditi bhavaha ataha Yamadutan saksha darshayitum eva ajamilasya tadanim tama namaharanam sarva papa prayaschittattvena vishnudutaha. So Yamadutan, to show Yamadutas directly. So Ajamilas, that last name, that means Ajamila took that last name. So that that only cleansed all the sins. So just why? To show that directly. So they said, but actually, last name didn't clean all his sins. But what is the reality actually? Vastutastu. Vastutastu. Putra namakarna samayamarabhyaiva putra ahvanadishu bahushaha व्याहृतानां नाम्नानां मध्ये यत् प्रथमं तदेव सर्वपापप्रशमकम् अभू अन्यानि तु भक्तिसाधकानि इति वाक्येयम्. Which holy name cleansed? This is Ajamil. Ajamil, when let us assume that even before also he might have chanted holy names, all those holy names. So, so as the anga of the karma, he might have chanted, but here you forget that. So after becoming vikarmi, sinful person, so first when he chanted holy name, Narayana, this Narayana name when he chanted at the name giving ceremony of his last son. So he chanted so this Narayana name at the name giving ceremony. Narayana. After that, so this happened in what age? At age of 83. What was the Narayana's age? 4 years, 5 years? Maybe some 5 years if you take, or 4 years. You may take 4 years, then you make 4. Then now what is his age? His age is 88. This is this present day. That means Yamadutas came. Yamadutas came to take Ajamil to hell. What is his age at that time? 88. Yes? 88, na? In this period of time, 4 years of period of time, he chanted so many times. Nari, hey Nari, ajao, ajao. Hey Narayana, come take this laddu biscuit. Nara. So many times he chanted. Okay. This is the beginning. Name giving ceremony is the beginning. From here to 4 years means how many times? Thousands and hundreds of times he might have chanted. And he is loving him so much. He is dear to his mother and father both. Last son. Father was having 83 years old and he got a child. You see. Mother also might be having 80 or 75 years. Their stamina is different. From this you should understand. Their stamina is very different. He's laughing. Huh? Ajamil's wife also is delivered. I don't know. She's not delivered, actually. It's not mentioned. Acha, she also was calling Narayana. Acha. Good point. But we have to see whether she was not having any offenses or not. So, our Mr. Rajamil did so many sins till now. That means till 84 years. At what age he left his home? Maybe 19. He's a young man. He was collecting the different sticks and so on, so grass, so for his father's yagna. So maybe 19 or 18 years old, he left. So from there to 84. How many years? Almost all? 66. 66. 66. Maths भी नहीं आता है. 65. 66 years. 66 years he was killing, robbery, cheating, this, that, everything he did. Yes? Mahapatakas. He did so many sins which cannot be atoned by even Dwadash Vratas, 12 years Vratas. So, and all these sins are cleansed even after this. Okay, one more thing. This 84 and 88. So, in these 4 years of time, also he committed more sins. He also committed, or he continued. So, continued his sinful life. Yes or no? Till the last day, he was sinful person only. That means, so even you cannot say that he is completely changed after chanting the Narayana at the time of name giving ceremony. No. Till the last day, he was having intercourse with the prostitute and cheating and robbery, everything he was doing. Jai Gopinath Prabhu, yes. We should clarify question here itself, otherwise.
I had that doubt in. You mentioned that we leave out the names which he chanted in the initial period during his karma. So, any specific reason, or will not they come under also this category of namabas?
No, that we'll discuss, Prabhu. That will be answered. That will be coming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, which holy name cleansed all the sins of Ajamila? This first name is a sinful man from the age of 18. So, after this name cleansed, or the last, at the time also, at the age, on this day, also he chanted holy name, Narayana, last holy name. Last holy name. It means when he saw Yamadutas at that time, so when he saw Yamadutas, at that time also he chanted holy name. This holy name, so which holy name cleaned so his sins? This one or this one, or all of these one? You have option number 1, only first holy name, or all holy names during this period, and last one only. Last one only. Which holy name clean all his sins? Huh? So first holy name. Okay, Sumati Visakha Mataji.
प्रभु मिस्टेक से हैंड रेज हो गया.
Huh?
By mistake I raised my hand.
Acha, acha.
But
Tell me
for
which holy name clean?
first name, the first name,
First.
Naman. Yeah.
Yes.
1th verse, that is mentioned, Yad Vizahar Bevaso Nama, Swastainam Hare. Bevaso Nam, they helplessly chanted. That chanting is Kritinirvesha, Janmakoti Hansapi. That means translation is telling here. So that means last whole name by 7th verse. It is so how to understand? It is said because that time it didn't chant helplessly like beginning or other while between 84 to 80 they didn't chant helplessly. But here is telling when he chanted helplessly that Bivasa that chanted that chanting he is delivered from koti millions of sinful other things. Direct translation is there here. Jamila has already atoned for all his sinful actions. Indeed, he has atoned not only for sins performed in one life, but for those performed in millions of lives. For in a helpless condition, he chanted the holy name of Narayana. When which stage he chanted helpless condition? That is end up when he was just.
What is that? Am I going, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So, I heard from your class only that he chanted the name of Narayana at the time of Namaskar of his son.
Yes.
That name has cleansed all the sins.
Yes, yes. Yes, bro, right. Our Pitambar Chaitanya Prabhu's question is understandable for all of you. You understood this question, his question. So he is saying in the translation, Ajamila has already atoned for all his sinful actions. Indeed, he has atoned not only for sins performed in one life, but for those performed in millions of lives. For in a helpless condition, he chanted the holy name of Narayana. Even though he didn't chant purely, he chanted without offense. And therefore, he is now pure and eligible for liberation. So, here, in the 7th sloka, what is written in the first line? Ajamila has already atoned for all his sins, sinful actions. He didn't clean his sins just by this holy name. Already. Has already atoned. Before itself, he atoned. They are not saying that this holy name cleansed. This holy name cleaned his sins. No, they are not saying. Already. Vaibhava word can be taken here as Vaibhava word can be taken as here. So Vaibhava. So not only helpless at the time when he was calling in the name giving ceremony, Nari Narayana. Huh? Yeah, out of action for his son. Vivasha means Visheshena Vashaha. That means he is very much affection to his Nari, Nari, like that. Nali, Nali, Nara, Narai, Narai, Narai. Even that kind of at the name giving time, Narai. He couldn't have chanted complete name Narayana. Narai. Even that is that cleans. Vivasha means Visheshena Vashaha. Okay, clear, Prabhu? So now come to the point. So which holy name so cleaned all his sins? This first holy name, not the last one or middle. What problem will come if you say these holy names cleaned his sins, or last holy name cleaned? If you say, what problem will come? That we are going to discuss. वस्तुतस्तु पुत्र नामकरण समयारभ्यैव पुत्राह्वानादिषु बहुशः व्याहृतानां नाम्नां मध्ये यत् प्रथमं तदेव सर्वपाप प्रशमकम अभूत. The first holy name itself is only sufficient, was only sufficient to clean all the sins whatever he did, not only in this life, in all the lifetimes. That point. Okay. Sarva papa prashakam abhu. Anyanitu. Then after this, whatever holy names he chanted, after this, till his death, that means till this day. So, bhakti sadhakani iti vyakyayam. All these holy names, what happened? They became, so they became useful for progressing in bhakti. Okay. Like this we should take. Yad vyajahara iti paroksha nirdeshat. If you see in the vyajahara, in the 7th sloka, what we are seeing? Yad vyajahara. Your point, Prabhu. In 7th sloka, yad vyajahara. This was there, na? Vyajahara. Vyajahara means what? Uttered. Uttered. Vyajahara word in which lakara? In lit lakara. Lit lakara. Paroksha bhuta. Paroksha bhutakal. Lit lakara always we use for the paroksha bhutakal. That means X person is there, king is there, and minister is there. Some incident happened between these two. They went to forest. Some story between this king and minister. So, no. King and minister, very long back, they went to forest and something happened. And now, after 100 years or 200 years, some person is narrating the incidents happened between these two people. At that time, when the incidents happened, this person was not there in that picture. Then this person will narrate all this story in which lakara? In lit lakara. In lit lakara, he explained, because he was not there in that past, because he is describing the events which happened in the past, but in that past he himself is not there. Then he should use lit lakara. Okay. So here, these Vishnu Dutas, are saying Yad Vyajahara. Vishnudutas are saying to Yamadutas. So Yamadutas were there when he uttered last holy name. Okay. So then at that time, if Vishnudutas are going to say this last holy name, then they should not use litlakara. They should not use litlakara. They should use bhutakala, actually. That's so lang lakara, otherwise ling lakara. No. What is that? Sorry, lang and lung lakara. Okay, lung lakara he should use. So, but he didn't use that. He used the Vishnudutas used the lit lakara, means paroksha bhuta he used. That means the holy name which uttered in front of the Yamadutas, that didn't clean. So the holy name which you uttered in that scene, both were not there. That was okay. That is indicating. So all these are this first holy name or previous holy names. But how can you take only one among this? You should take the beginning. That's why we will explain also. Okay. But Vyajahara word is definitely eliminating last one. Last one. It is eliminating the last one. Yes, Jai Gopinath Prabhu.
Prabhu, is it not to be considered that the Vishnudutas were not present at the time he chanted the holy name last also? They came after that.
But Vishnudutas, so they chanted, they are also moment.
So I'm not hearing you.
Otherwise, how they will come?
I'm not sorry, Prabhu. Some disruption in your speech.
Okay.
Could you repeat that too? Could you repeat it? What you said? I couldn't hear it. Some disruption.
Acha. So Vishnudutas also heard that name and they came. Otherwise, why they came?
Because their masters sent. The master heard it.
Masters gave means they are in that same incident, na?
It was earlier mentioned that when my master heard, they send us.
They send us means they also heard, but he sent. It doesn't mean that they didn't hear. How can you say?
Yeah, logically that can be.
They also heard, but he sent to go.
Yes.
Because some are appointed to hear. That means Vishnudutas also have the different services. They should hear who is chanting holy name and name of death.
Report to them. Yes, logically.
Yeah. So ultimately, so this Vyajahara word is eliminating. So the last holy name cannot be. So you cannot say that last name is only Aganishkrutam, is purifying all the sins, is cleaning all the sins. Or you cannot say like that. Next, Vyavashaha iti putra sneha vyavasha iti vakyayam. Here Vyavashaha you are saying, no, bro? So in that 7th sloka, so Vyavashaha word is used. Vyavashaha. Vyavashaha means Vivashaha, Visheshena Vashaha. That means it's already said, Sukadeva Goswami. This Narayana was very, that means dear to his mother and father. They have so much affection for him. So that's why, so this, when Brahmanas, they said that his name is Narayana, he called this name with affection. Nali. Nali. That is it. Vivashaha. With affection he called. Or otherwise he called Narayana also with affection. What is there? Narayana. Oh, Narayana. Like that. Maybe affection it is. He called with affection. Even that means parents, when they hear from the Brahmana, this is your son's name, then they'll become very happy. And with love, with affection, they will call. Yes or no? So that is the meaning. Vivashaha. Putra sneha vivashaha iti vyakyayam. Like that only we should comment here. Explain. Nacha, now one more problem is coming. So what is that? Nacha punah punah nama vyaharana nantaram api punah punah utpannanam veshabhigamanam veshabhigama asurapanadhinam sarvesham papanam prashmanartham antima samayo uttameva nama vyaharanam akshep. What is that? Apekshitam yadanantaram punah papa anutpattir iti vacham. So you should not explain. Some may misunderstand like this. Misunderstanding. It is not the right understanding. I am telling misunderstanding. Some people may think that, okay, first holy name, it cleansed all the previous sins. Then after that, he is also continuing his sinful life. He was associating with that prostitute, also drinking liquor every day. So he continued this. So that means he is doing everyday sin and calling Narayana, Narayana. So that means calling sins. So sins, he doing sins, calling, doing sins, calling. Like this, all these. So sins are cleaned by the further times whatever he called. And finally, so he finished all the sins. Now he called the no. Last little bit some sin is there, and that sin is finally so cleaned by this last name, and now so he is completely free from all the sins. Like this also you should not understand or explain. You should not explain like this. Okay? Like this you should not explain. Understood? Radha Gordhan Prabhu. Okay. Sound is coming from background. Guessing. Yashoda Kirti Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Please, can you please once again explain this? How this sins were committed between the age of 84 to 88 related to this?
Voice is not clear.
Hare Krishna.
Mike, can you speak in mic? Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I'm audible, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, please can you please once again explain this about this sins committed between age 84 to 88? What about this here? Prabhuji?
Yeah. One may misunderstand that. So first holy, they accept. So first holy name cleaned all the previous sins. Then after that also he continued doing the sins. After 84 also he continued. Na? That means associating the prostitute and also drinking the wine. So this he continued. And some people say that so he is doing sins and also he is calling his sons every day, again and again. So by this taking his son's name, Narayana, those names clean all the further sins whatever he did. And the last holy name clean the last remaining sin. And then after that, everything is, by the last holy name, everything is clean. Now he is zero account, zero sins. And that's why Vishnudutas came. Can we take like this? You should not take like this. Understood, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tapu my Prabhu. Yes. Okay, next. Vyavashah iti putra sneha vyavasha iti vyakya. Na cha punaha punarnama vyaharananantaram abhi punah punah. Okay. Is okay. Vacham. Why we should not consider like this? Reason is, write a question. Write this Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary on SB 6.2.9 and 10. So in detail, sir, write Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary in detail. So marks, 20 marks. In the bracket, compulsory question. 20 marks compulsory. 20 marks, okay, Prabhu.
True, for the argument's sake, I want to make this statement. If we say that the Vishnu Dutas also heard the last chanting, why not the first chanting also they would have heard, because they are appointed for hearing, if we take that logic.
Yeah, first holy name also they heard, but at the time
So
of
then this little akara is not applicable, as you said that they were not present in that.
Yeah. So first holy name, that means what you are saying? First holy name?
When he called Narayana while naming, that also they would have heard, because they heard this.
That also?
They heard the last chanting you mentioned. So if we apply that case, then when he called the son first while naming, at that time also they would have heard it, right? So then this little akara is not applicable in this, what is that, Vyajahara.
What is that?
In the Vyajahara, Yat Vyajahara is in past tense, you said it is in.
Yeah.
So then that is not applicable there. Because they were present, they were hearing that chanting.
Yeah. So, but you cannot take at the time little akara, because so where the Yamadutas are there? Yamadutas, where are they?
Oh, both the parties were not there. That is the application of little akara. Yes.
So next. So why we should not explain like that? The reason is, see, Vaikunta nama grahanam ashesha agaharam viduhu iti atra ashesha padopadhanat. Vaikunta nama grahanam ashesha agaharam. What is that sloka number is? Coming or is already over? Over, no? No, it's coming actually. Future is coming. In the Shraddhaya Helaya. 14, na? Vaikunta Namagrahano Ashesha Agharam. Ashesha word is used. Ashesha means complete. That means holy name is going to clean all the sins. That means this first holy name, so clean all the sins. All the sins means what? Whatever sins so he committed in the past and also present and in future. Ashesha means even which he is going to commit in future, those also completely clean. Those are also clean. That's why it is said, Vartamanam cha yat papam yad bhutam yad bhavishyati tat sarvam nirdahatyashu govinda govindanala kirtanat iti iti. That means Vartamanam yat papam, whatever the present sin. That means at the time, whatever sin he is doing. So that sin, whatever he did in the past, what he is going to do in future, that means he is going to associate prostitute and also drink the liquor. All these sins, all are cleaned by this holy name itself.
Come to know when he first time chanted the name of Narayana, he relieved from all sins, past, present, and coming futures. And still we see in future and present committed. So now question is that, what about devotees in life, devotees life?
No, wait. अभी उधर जाएंगे तो अभी पूरा confuse हो जाएंगे. First of all, we should hear this, and Ajamil's case is a very special case. Then you can come to that. Otherwise, fully confusion it will be. Because topic is not finished. Explanation is over, then we can ask. That question can be answered. So next, samsara bandhadi prayoga. Next, what is said here, you see. Yannama sakrusravana pulkashopi vimuchyate samsara. Okay. Yannama sakrusravana pulkashopi vimuchyate samsarat iti chitram vidhura vigataha sakrud adadita yannamadhyeyam adhuna sa jahati bandham ityadishu samsara bandhadi prayogacha tatra samaya vishesha niyamana avidhanacha pradhama nama grahanenaiva samsara papanam tadvasanayah tanmula bhutaya avidyayah api nashavagatehe punaha papa praroha asambhavat. This is very, very important point. First of all, try to understand why, how can you say the first holy name only cleaned all the sins which are past and present and future? What is the reason? What is the reason? One is Vaikunta Nama Grahanam Ashesha Agaharam. Ashesha word is there. So that Ashesha word is referring past, present and future. How can you say? There is a one more sloka, Vartamanam Chat Papam Yad Bhutam. You give this as a one reason. There is one more reason we are giving. Why the first holy name only is cleaning all the sins. So what about other sins then? He is committing also, we have seen, he is committing all the sins. How can you say completely sins are destroyed along with the avidya? How can you say? He chanted first time holy name, then after this also he continued the sinful life. That means at the time still some avidya is there, and because of that only he is chanting, he's doing the sinful activities. So then how can you say that complete cleaning happened? How can you say? So here what is said? Yannama Sakrit Shravanat. That means, what is the meaning? If anyone hears one time, Sakrit means one time. One time. So if anyone hears one time, then what will happen? Polkashaha. Polkashaha api vimuchyate samsarat. Polkashaha means who took birth in lower families. Polkasha. But you are seeing in that second canto, Andhra Pulinda Kila, all Andhras. They're all sinful people. The sinful people. So I am also from Andhra. You are also, yes. We are all. Here 4 are there. So all this, actually, one time if you take holy name, that one time holy name is what it is doing? Polkasha api. That means Polkasha, he took birth in lower family, means he has prarabdha. And that means holy name is what it is doing? It is destroying the, that means prarabdha karma, and also what is the samsara bandhanat? What is used? That means vimuchyate samsarat. And also he is released from the samsara. By that one holy name, he is also released from the samsara. Means it is destroying avidya. One holy name. So one holy name destroys prarabdha, and also what is the word used? Vimuchyate samsara bandhanat, means destroys prarabdha, and also avidya. If avidya is not destroyed, then can you say he is released from the samsara? You cannot say. But here, this one time holy name is releasing him from the samsara, means what we should understand? So this holy name is destroying the avidya also. Okay, is clear? So that means this holy name is destroying avidya also. That means then he should not do sins, but he did sins. Why? That will answer. Wait. Okay. Next. So that's why, because one holy name is sufficient to destroy prarabdha, and also the root cause of the sin is avidya. So that also. So that's why you cannot say that these names clean the sins or last name clean the sins. You cannot say this, because this one holy name is only doing that. The first holy name itself is cleaning the avidya also. Okay. The reasons I am giving, why the first holy name only is cleaning all the sins, not others. Because it is said that in the Shastra, the Sakrut Shavanat, that means one time hearing or chanting, is sufficient to release one from the samsara. That means it is destroying avidya also. Iti chitram vidura samsarat iti chitram vidura vigatah sakrud adadhita yannamade aduna sa jahati bandham. That means, what is this second sloka is saying? Today he took the holy name, and that one time he took holy name today, and that is jahati bandham, that is destroying the entanglement with this material world. Today's holy name, he took this adhuna yannamadheyam. So whatever the holy name heard today, that is releasing from entanglement. Means what? This is also proving that this sloka is also one more reference to say that holy name is destroying the avidya also. Okay, these two slokas are clearly saying that the one holy name, that is the first holy name, is destroying all the sins. So that's why we are saying that the first holy name itself is sufficient to destroy. So yes, all the sins. We don't need to consider all other, not other holy names. So that's, you should not say that after this holy name also he did sins, and then after that, so he chanted Narayana, and that cleaned this sin, and that cleaned this sin. Like that you should not say. That's wrong. That's all. Everyone is very much excited. What about me? In my case, what happens? You wait, your case will come. Your case will come. This is Ajamil's case we are discussing. It's not your case. Okay. Nanu. Okay. Padama nama grahanenaiva eneva sarva papanam tadu vasana bhutayaha tanmoola avidyayaha api nasha avagatehe punah papa praroha asambhavat. That means after this holy name, Ajamil didn't do any sin. Lekin Prabhuji, he is associating with his wife, and also he was drinking, and he is cheating, he is robbery, doing everything, Prabhu. How can you say he is not doing sin? But wait, it is not sin. What is that? Nanutarhi, if it is not sin, then what is that? Nanutarhi, pradhama nama grahananantaram yeva ajamilena nirvidya tatah katam na apasrutam papa praroha bhavepi tasyameva dasyam asajya tattadeva papam tavat kala paryantam pratyuta krutam. Purvapakshi is asking, if it is like that, then after first holy name, that means holy name took at the name giving ceremony, that holy name, pradhama nama grahananantaram eva ajamilena nirvidya tatah katam na apasmrutam. That means his avidya is destroyed, then he should leave the Vaisya, prostitute, he should leave drinking the wine, and he should leave all this sinful life, and just Narayana, he told in the name giving ceremony, I am going now. Because now I got detachment. It should happen like that or not? Why he didn't go like that? He should go to the forest and Haridwar at that time and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now my complete illusion is out. Avidya destroyed means everything is finished. Then why he didn't go? Punaha. So okay. Tasyam eva dasyam asajja. Katam na apasmrutam papa praroha bhave tasyam eva dasyam asajja tattade. Dasyam means that's dasi. That's prostitute. And that means you are saying that two things should happen. Avidya is removed means he should get the renouncement and he should go out. That also he didn't do. Even okay. So he didn't go, but at least if he is in the house means he should not associate his wife, his prostitute. But why here? That means there is no sin, papa praroha abhava. That means there is no further sin. Then why he did sin? Then why he associated his wife? That you tell me. Why he drank the liquor? Wine? Tell me. Purvapakshi is asking. Why he drank? Tell me. You are also, yeah, we are, yes. Waiting. Tattadeva papam tavat kala paryantam pratyutakrutam. On contrary, he continued doing the sin till the last minute. And also he was having so much attachment for the Narayan, son. Why like this? Uchyate. Now we are answering this. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying, Uchyate samskara vacha jivan muktanam karma iva tasya api tavat kala paryantam tattadeva papam punar utpadyamanam api utkhata Damstroruga, damshana, damshavat na phalajanakam. You know, there is a, in the Jivan Muktas, you know, this, our Jivan Muktas. Jivan Muktas, liberated souls. Jivan Muktas, they are liberated completely. That means they, Jivan Muktas means avidya is out. They are surrounded with only vidya. So avidya is out. And even in his case, you'll be seeing, in the case of Jivan Muktas, you'll be seeing that they are doing externally some karma. They will be doing the externally some, because of samskara vashat. Impressions are there. Because of the previous impressions, so they will be doing the karma, but that karma is what? Is it like a snake without any poison? Even it bites, no pain and no poison. Similarly, Jivan Muktas, because of samskara vasha, being controlled by samskaras, whatever the work they do, that is not going to give any bondage reaction. Like this, like in the case of Jivan Muktas, in the case of Ajamila also is happening. In the case of Jivan Muktas, because of samskara, so they continue, even they are completely liberated, continue the previous work. Same way, so, so here Ajamila also, after even avidya is removed, but still he continue. So his sinful life, but that is not at all going to give any bond reactions. Jivan Mukta. Ajamil became Jivan Mukta by this completely. First holy name itself. Mike.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In the stage of Jivan Mukta, he is totally detached from his any kind of attraction.
Yes.
But Ajamila has previous time attraction, so he also went there. But how can he attract?
Here we are saying, like, that means it's like, it's example, like how in the case of Jivan Muktas, so this karma is not at all, there is giving the reactions because of the samskaras, because of previous impressions. They might be so doing the sinful, that they might be doing some karma, but that karma will not give any bondage. Same way in the case of Ajamila also, this sinful life, whatever he continued, that is not going to give any reaction. That he did because of samskara vashat. That is continued. Why it is? So you will understand now why it happened like that. Samskara vashat Jivan Muktanam karma iva tasyapi tavat kala paryantam tattadeva papam punah utpadyamanam api utkhata dhamstroraga damshavat na phalajanakam. It is not going to give any result. Okay, or otherwise you can take like this also. Matantara utthana abhavartham bhagavata eva papa bija bhavepi punah pape pravartanam bhavet ityeva vyakyayam. Otherwise, you can say another way also. This is the one way of explanation. That means whatever the sin is done, so that is because of the samskara. It's like the Jivan Muktas, out of samskaras, they do karma, but that is not having any reaction. So similarly, so even avidya is destroyed, so he is doing the karma, so that is not having any reaction. This is one kind of explanation. So one more explanation is there. There is one more explanation. What is that? Matantara utthana abhavartham. Matantara Utthana Bhavartham means the opinions, other opinion. Matantara, to not to uproot the opinions of other systems. To not to uproot the opinions of others. So what it mean? So by the Lord himself, by the will of the Lord, of course, the root of the sin is not there with the Ajamil, but still by the will of the Lord, so he committed sins further. Try to understand. Try to understand this very important point. Even there is no seed to commit sin in the Ajamil, because avidya is gone. So even there is no seed for doing these sins, but still he continued sins because it is due to Lord. Why Lord he is doing like this? Matantara Utthana Abhavartham. Matantara Utthana Abhavartham means to not to uproot the opinions of other systems. What is that other system? Karma is there. Karma, Gnana, all these are, so many systems are there. So all these different so systems, they have different opinions. If someone is doing this sinful life, and then so according to the karma, they has to do atonement. So if by this holy name the sins are finished and he's not going to do any further sin, and that is clearly visible, that means next day onwards, next minute onwards, Ajamil is now complete change in his behavior. He is not at all touching his prostitute, no drinking. It happened. Then people, what they think? Acha, the holy name is enough. Then there is no need to do any, there will be no any place for karma and jnana. If Bhakti Maharani exhibit her result clearly visible to others, then what will happen? People will do sins. Hare Krishna. Bas ja. And there is no place for karma and jnana. So, but what? Bhakti Maharani, if you want to really, you're doing everything, but don't show. So that other systems will get the place. Otherwise, nobody will follow this. And they will start using for cheap purposes. They will start using for cheap purposes. Okay. Yes.
The purpose of all the processes is only to benefit the jivas. So if Bhakti Maharani exhibits the prowess and the jivas, perform bhakti in some way or the other or whatever, and then they get benefited and then get relieved of this material pangs, then that is beneficial for the jiva. So the purpose is not to show mercy for the processes like karma or jnana, that let it also be there. So then why not Bhakti Maharani exhibit her powers, which is really beneficial for the jiva. The process is for benefiting the jiva,
So Bhakti Maharani should exhibit her powers. If Bhakti Maharani exhibits her powers or her glory every time, what they will do, people? If Bhakti Maharani's glories is clearly visible, then they will make her as a cheap servant, maid servant, even lesser than that. They will, if Bhakti Maharani is exhibiting her results, like or sometimes Guru is pure devotee, yours, and he is getting the disease. Actually, we learn that. So pure devotees who are, that means Mahabhagavas, their body is transcendentalized. And now you are seeing the disease. And if after getting disease immediately in the next minute, that disease is great cancer, uncurable, and just so by bhakti it is immediately cleaned, then what will happen? Then what will happen? People will, what they will take from this, what lesson they will take? Acha, bhakti will be curing the diseases. Now they will do use for all the benefits Bhakti Maharani. And they will be using that as a very cheaply, actually. Very cheaply. I want gold, Bhakti Maharani, okay, give. And then they will be dwelling in this only. What happens? Think in a broader way. Whole system. You think in a whole system. Then in the whole society, what will happen? Chaos. That's a powerful person should not show his glories, his power every time. Then what will happen? So then let us assume in the whole universe now. So for every reason they use bhakti. Then what will happen? So then they will keep on using bhakti for lower reasons, lower reasons, lower purposes. And they want to be settled in this material world. They always in this. Okay. Whatever is there, Bhakti Maharani gives. Okay.
But the point said is that by the process of bhakti, they are liberated. They chant even once, they are liberated. That their samsara is destroyed. That is the point mentioned here. So that means they we saw in the previous verse, Yannama Shakru Chavanat Pukkasopi Vimuchyate Samsarat. Samsarat from the whole samsara. So no, it's not a problem. The jiva is removed from the samsara. So like one jiva get removed from the samsara. So then slowly the jivas are, back to the are relieved from the samsara.
Yes, that is happening when there are no offenses. Not for everyone, actually. So that's why, so that's true. So provided there are no offenses. So then what will they will be doing, thinking? They will be not working out on purifying their offenses also. They will be keep on using holy name for their only material miseries. To cure their material miseries, they keep on using. And they will see the benefit of the bhakti as like that only. So Bhakti Maharani has to hide her glories in giving the cheap results. So that they will use bhakti for higher purposes. That principle has to be maintained. If Bhakti Maharani doesn't hide her glories, if gold is there, if you keep outside on the road, in the just entrance to the door, then gold will be used as a paperweight or otherwise, just to stop the door, they'll be using it. Then what will happen? There is a good chance to use that gold or robbery, stealing. Why you are keeping gold in the locker? Why you are keeping? You should keep outside. Your gold bring and keep in the road, just in the door, next to the door as a paperweight or otherwise a stopper to the. Why don't we keep? Tell me. Valuable thing we don't keep outside. What is the purpose? Why we are doing like this? It should not be used for the cheap things, and also it should not be stolen. That means stealing means wrong purpose. So Bhakti Maharani shows her glories, then they will be using that for the wrong purposes. They will be using for wrong purposes. Bhakti is there to please the Lord actually. Then in their minds it will never go. What will never go? The loving, this bhakti is there to serve the Lord. That will never go. Then all the time they are in this material world itself, they try to be happy without associating with the Lord, without serving mood. They try to use bhakti to enjoy this material life. Because Bhakti Maharani is giving the liberation, avidya, when there are no offenses. So then what you will do? Let us take someone is having offenses. In his case, then what will happen?
This effect will not come.
Yes,
This
brother?
effect will not come.
This effect will not come. Then he
Yes.
sees Ajamil's case and he will think that I am liberated now. He will also think that I am liberated, and he will be using bhakti for the material reasons. So that's why there is no mathantara utthana abhavartam. Other matas should not be uprooted, because he only gave. Krishna only gave the karma and jnana, and also because whoever is not suitable for the bhakti, for them these methods are given. So then you are fully sitting in there are 4 chairs. You yourself sitting all in the 4 chairs and telling that you also come and sit. And you are telling to others, you also sit. But you sat in all the 4 places. Bhakti Maharani is occupying all the places. Then where is the place for others? Then why the system has to be given? Then, but Vedas already is there. Okay. Yeah, time is going.
Prabhu,
Hmm.
then actually, why Shastras glorifying bhakti in that way? Like, in the beginning of Bhakti Sandarbha, that we found that this holy name actually destroys our prarabdha. It destroys our even the diseases. Many things we found at that time. So why Shastra is glorifying these cheap things in the Shastra?
Why cheap things?
Means cheap results are mentioned in the Shastra because of bhakti. These things will be happen.
Because Shastra it is there just to inform you, but everyone will not believe. It is also filter actually. You will be thinking that the meaning of this sloka is only an exaggeration. Because we want to take real sincere devotees only. We don't want to take everyone. Bhakti Maharani doesn't want to take everyone. So that's why this many hurdles are created. So it is only telling, that means it is telling about that means prarabdha, karma and everything it will destroy. Yes, it is said by Shastra. Why it is telling? Because so by hearing, everyone will not get faith actually. They think that it is exaggeration and they will commit offense and they will be staying there.
In case of karma and jnana also, in Shastra it is mentioned that you leave karma and jnana and do bhakti only. So in that way, Shastra is telling.
Yeah, that should be told. Why? Because for whoever is hearing and coming, for them it is needed. If that is also not told, then how will understand? So that should be told, but everyone will not come for that. But here exhibiting results, then chamatkar ho gaya to kya? Pratyaksha is everyone is accepting, but Shabda Pramana only very few people will accept. That's not possible actually, Shabda. Okay, so Shabda, one to understand that they has to be so qualified for that. Cheaply everything is happening in the Pratyaksha directly, then it will be taken for this cheap purposes. Then nobody will study Shastra. Then who will study Shastra? Then they will be seeing that Bhakti Maharani is giving the so Goda Ghadi, so everyone will be using for that purpose, and whole society, how it will be then? How it will be? Just to imagine that Bhakti Maharani is exhibiting all her glories externally in the Pratyaksha Pramana. Then what will happen, you think? Then everything is a chaos actually. Complete chaos will happen in the society. Try to understand this. Next. Kimva matantara utthana abhavardam bhagavata eva. That means that's why Lord himself is making Ajamil to do the sins, to not to uproot the opinions of other systems. This is a point. Punah api punah pape pravartanam bhavet ityatah vyakyayam anyatha. If you don't do like this, what will happen? If you don't explain like this, that means because of the Lord only he is doing the again and again sin. So to not to uproot the opinions of other systems, by the Lord only, so by the will of the Lord only, Ajamil is doing sin. If you don't comment like this, if you don't explain like this, there will be a big danger. What is that? What is said in the previous sloka, that Pulkasha, that sloka, the first holy name itself is destroying all the avidya also. Then you should not, then if you don't explain like this, then that meaning of that sloka should be taken as exaggeration. As exaggeration. Then if you consider the glories of the bhakti as exaggeration, then offense. Can you explain any another way than this? You try. There is no other chance. Only this is only the possible way. If you don't explain like this, that means you should consider then the holy name is, the glories of holy name in that sloka are not real but exaggeration. You're understanding? That means what is that? What is said in the previous sloka? The holy name, one time chanted holy name, is destroying all the prarabdha karma and also avidya. So this we read from the scriptures about the holy name. That means whatever the sins are done next, those are all not the sins. They are just by the will of the Lord. So those sins were done. So like that only you should comment. If you don't comment like that, but you take those sins, whatever committed by the Ajamil are because of his avidya. That means whatever the sloka is saying, that is wrong. Then you should take that as exaggeration. Then if you consider the glories of the holy name as exaggeration, then it is aparadha. Got this? Vishnu Chakravarti having this much understanding that what should be commented. It's Acharya's commentary, this is. He thought, that means all the, otherwise if you consider that that is as a just imagination, that means holy name is not really destroying the avidya. And here you should imagine some other meaning. If you imagine, so you are not accepting the glories of the holy name as it is, but if you imagine some other meaning for that, that means holy name is destroying avidya. Instead of taking that as it is, if you imagine some other meaning, then this is also offense. Is Harinamni Kalpanam is another offense. So Stutyardhavade Kalpanantareva Vyakhyayamane. Then you have to comment like this, and then Tadardhavado Harinamni Kalpanam iti Padmokta Nama Paradha Prasaktau. Then you have to consider that Padma, that means sloka, that means avidya is not destroying, and then you are committing the offense. So that's why, so Shastra is saying that one time holy name chanted, destroying avidya, so that you should take as it is, and you should consider Ajayamalas, this first holy name only, so cleaned all the sins, and there is no exaggeration in this, and whatever sins he did, that is because of the Lord's will. And those are all like, so bite of the snake without poison. Those sins will not be having any reaction. Like that only you should have comment. There is no other chance. Okay. So we'll discuss tomorrow remaining. Our case will come. It will take time. This I took in the last year 4 days, because so many questions and so much discussion. Whole class became fully alert. This is a turning point class actually, because many conceptions previously devotees might be having, and this commentary will one of the most important commentary in the Bhagavatam. This 6.2.9 and 10. Okay, we'll discuss. Anyway, don't worry about the. Otherwise, we'll do some extra or something, and we'll finish. But we'll go with the slow phase. अभी मुझे नहीं होता है actually. I cannot. Yes, yes. After that, we'll run. No problem. Like yesterday, we ran. Same way. We'll run. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday we flight. So, Samadhi Mata, you understood? Okay. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, we'll go in cycle. We'll go by cycle. No jet. Yes.